Okay, good afternoon, everybody. This is Pete Holtzapfel in Juno Beach. I'm surrounded here by a number of people. Tony Rodriguez, our Vice President, Jim Keener, and others in our PGD support group in Juno Beach. Just a note before we get into the presentation, through some intelligent phone electronics, I have been able to mute all the phones. If you need to join, and especially for the presenters, as you join to present, press #5 to unmute, and then #5 again to remute your phone. Okay, welcome. This is the June edition of the Employee Playbook. Just a couple of notes first. Some of you may have noticed in the distribution of the Playbook poster, we went to a slightly new format. Not real noticeable, but it gave us some new benefits. The original version had fixed blocks in it, and we often had to tailor the message to fit the block. The new version is written in a more user-friendly format, and it allows us to pretty much format the block to fit the information. It gives us a little bit additional flexibility to highlight whatever input we have during the month, and I think you'll find it works very well. We also issued a playbook addendum this month, specifically that addresses some of the good work going on with the work process improvements. Rick Ricardo will highlight that for us later, and we hope that in future playbooks we can issue additional addendums highlighting different things as we go forward. So that's some of the highlights coming at you. With that, why don't we go ahead and get into the presentation today. We have, as always, a number of presenters. We're first going to go to Jeff Smith, who is our guest presenter. He authored the Coach's Corner message for us today. And Jeff, if you're out there, take it away, #5 to unmute there.
Hey, this month's corner is focusing on the definition of a leader, and more importantly, that a leader must understand the norms, the beliefs, and assumptions of his work group to enable him to change that culture. And as always, Pete, we need to go out as leaders, inspect what we expect, and make corrections if we find what our direction that is set is not being followed. And again, Pete, thank you for allowing me to share that this month, and look forward to more.
Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate that. And we'll go to winning tips now. And this is a summary of some of the playbook messages authored by myself this month. June 4th, we issued a message. We actually selected the focus execution theme as a theme for this month. Many of you will recognize it's part of our PGD production strategy statement. And so we decided to expound a little bit about what we mean by that. One of the key things to focus execution is preparation. Everybody knows that preparation is key to any success, and there's various facets of preparation, and the message highlights some of those facets, and we hope that, again, you would take a second look and look at your preparation, analyze that, and make good on that and improve as we go forward. Second message that's going to be distributed this coming Monday has to deal with assumptions. Assumptions often accompany any critical decision out there. We make assumptions all the time, and we can always, there's a way to analyze those assumptions to make sure that they're reasonable, properly vetted, and that they're agreeable. Assumptions made in a vacuum are probably not the best assumptions to make, and they all play into success and focus execution and delivering certainty. So we hope you'll look forward to that message coming out this Monday. Okay, let's go to Players Huddle, and Brett McDonald and Eric Alley are going to tackle this for us. Brett?
Hey, you hear us, Pete?
Yeah, just fine. Go ahead, Brett.
This month we wanted to feature the PA meeting held in May. Sheila's group for the first time met in Juno Beach. The team focused on topics to improve bench strength as well as ensure replication of best practices in order to sustain the best ever reliability performance for the fleet. And Eric can take the second paragraph.
On May 22nd, FPL conducted a combined plant production assurance lead and production manager meeting in Juno Beach. This is the first time the plant PA leads met with the production managers and the central maintenance central maintenance organizations simultaneously. The topics the team collaborated on included NERC compliance, critical equipment management, technology infusion Mylar updates, and the 2013 through 2017 budgeting requirements.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone.
Hey, thank you. That team building exercise certainly looked like a good time. Next, we're going to go to people focus, and summarizing that for us today will be Corinne Bullock.
Yeah, this is a summary of an approach that's being taken by Thermal Hydro Solar on the Employee Engagement Initiative. The message is, we heard you, and way to describe how they're approaching it is within every plant within Thermal Hydro Solar, they're going directly to the crews, going down to the field and talking to the employees about what are the things that would make their work experience every day better. What would make them be able to better enjoy their day at work and want to come back the next day and be further engaged in their work. Well, in order to find out those little details, you got to start with small teams, you got to brainstorm, and you come up with those 1 or 2, maybe 3 things that would have a positive impact on their day and their work experience. And then site management and the general managers have committed to taking those actions, developing a countermeasure action item plan with a PDCA list, so we can make sure that we're correcting those items and we're implementing them on a timely fashion. Some of the examples are, more team building efforts. Simple holding barbecues, birthday celebrations, potlucks, some more things for the team to interact at a social level. Those are easy to fix, and those are some things we can put into place right away. Some of the more difficult ones are more general, like we need to communicate better, or we need to have less meetings on Friday. So it needs a little bit more work to put some actionable items together for that. But in both categories, the Thermal Hydro Solar GMs and the operating VP are working together to hear what the employees have to say and to give them some resultant actions. Thank you.
Thank you, Corinne. Appreciate that. Next, let's go to our diversity and inclusion section, and Kelly Fagan is going to bring that to us. Kelly? Pound 5 if you're out there to unmute. Hello? Kelly, are you with us? Heard something.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we hear you now, Kelly. Thank
Sorry,
you.
little issue with the muting there. I was double muted.
Okay.
Okay. Developing leadership skills through networking. This month's diversity spotlight is on the high voltage voices at Juno Beach. The high voltage voices is part of the Toastmasters International, and they provide a great opportunity for employees to learn and demonstrate some leadership skills and oral presentation skills in a fun environment. Members build confidence through learning how to communicate effectively while meeting and networking with colleagues through the company. You can go to their website for more information. They have some great information out there. They have great packages to help you develop some written and oral skills. They have meetings every Thursday up in Juno Beach at lunchtime, so if you're up in the area, feel free to drop in. And this is a really good time to start reviewing some of your development plans. We're at mid-year now, so please consider joining one of these network groups as part of your leadership development skills. It's a great opportunity, not just the high voltage voices, but some of the other network groups, to get involved, to learn about people around the organization, and build a diverse culture. So thank you, Pete.
Thank you, Kelly. Nice work there. Next, let's go to the technology huddle, and Donville Smith is going to talk about some of the speech application technology that's coming. Donville? Pound 5. See him?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's downstairs. I'll do that. It's no problem.
Okay.
The team is testing the speech recognition, and the PGD IMIS mobile application has been tested. It's a beta implementation, and it's so that folks can speak into an iPod Touch or other applications using speech recognition. So again, it's in beta, and we see a lot of opportunity for the speech recognition, especially in the field. So more data coming.
That sounds
That's it.
exciting to
Yep.
me. Looking forward to that. Thank you, Rick.
Okay.
And next, we'll go to our career workshop highlight, and that'll be brought to us by Debbie Frank. Deb?
Thanks, Pete. Just talking a little bit about career workshops. As a result of the employee engagement feedback, Technical Services team designed a career development workshop for their employees entitled, "You Are in Control of Your Career Development." And replication assistance is available on that PowerPoint presentation. It's 98% ready for any PGD group. We in TH&S are already taking part in that. And another workshop is scheduled in Maine in July. It's also going to serve as a train the trainer. Some of the topics covered in the workshop are the career report, the ITAS, or the individual talent assessment summary, succession planning, and compensation. So if you want more information or replication assistance on that, the contact is Steve Patrick. Thank you.
Thank you, Deb. Appreciate that. And next we have the recognition and rewards section. And Randy Schneider is going to highlight that for us today. Go ahead, Randy. Not sure. He may be downstairs.
Yeah, he's in that meeting with
They're all in that meeting.
Yeah. I'll review this. It's a message here about informal recognition. It's a great way to let people know that you appreciate their efforts. Recognition in general, just saying thank you in public, it serves many functions. First and foremost is it's demonstrating that you care as a leader. The rest of the organization, it creates role models, communicates standards, and there are the kinds of things that constitute great performance. And just another note regarding the Power Award update. Year to date, we've had 73 teammates and nominated 60 of their peers, or there's 60 nominations in thus far. Again, that's a little bit low for PGD. I can recall the fourth quarter of last year, we had, I think, roughly 78 nominations in the fourth quarter alone. So we're a little bit behind from that pace through the first 5 months of this year. I'm certain we have many activities and things going on out there that we can nominate our peers for. So please take a note as a leader out there, and don't hesitate to put in Power Awards for those people that are certainly deserving. Thank you on that. Let's go to the employee engagement highlights. This month we have a message for tips for successful feedback. Deb Frank, if you're there again, can you summarize that for us?
Sure can. Talking about tips for successful feedback, ask your employees their preferences for receiving feedback. Some may desire it more often than you think. We want to start positive. We want to emphasize our strengths first. Focus on the behaviors and their impact, because good coaching is specific and it clearly links the particular instances and the behaviors. We need to be timely, providing feedback as soon as possible. Immediately after you've observed a behavior is best, unless emotions are running high at the time, because delaying comments can reduce effectiveness. So choose a time and a place that allows for privacy. Speak in your own words. Take personal ownership for the feedback that you give. Be sure to use I and not we statements. Let others speak for themselves. Focus on the behaviors that can be changed. Focusing our feedback on things an employee can control. And lastly, give the person an opportunity to respond, making sure that we're listening to their perspective, ensuring that they understand our message. Thanks again.
Thanks, Deb. This is always a timely message, and everybody knows we're in the mid-year now, and mid-year PIPs are becoming due, and again, great timely message this time of year. Thanks. Let's go to the employee engagement addendum that was produced by Rick Ricardo and the technology team. And this highlights a number of the work process improvements going on. You just see a cutaway. This was produced in a larger version, and it's all inclusive. And Rick, if you would go ahead and highlight this for us.
Okay, so as you may recall, back in May Playbook, we mentioned that we were eating one elephant the elephant one bite at a time. So we applied a phased approach to our development process. The Technology Infusion put together this poster to show all of the activities underway. And as Pete said, it's an 11 by 17 addendum attached to this month's playbook. The poster has two areas, one focused in on the Super A processes and the other area focused in on the mobile application pipeline. What you'll see in the middle of the page is a brief description of what the product will deliver in the first phase, and then when it's scheduled to be released. So we encourage all of you to display this around your work areas just to increase the visibility to all your teammates. Thank you.
Yeah, great communication of information. Looks like a lot of activity, a lot of things being worked on there. Appreciate that. Okay, that brings us through our agenda. Before we get to Tony Rodriguez and his closing comments, would like to give it back to the audience. Are there any questions? You see there's a few thought joggers there. Anything's fair game, anything you either heard today or past messages. Also, any feedback regarding the presentation or ideas for future playbooks, for inclusion into future playbooks. We're here to ask or answer any questions.
Pete, this is Donville.
Yeah, go ahead, Donville.
Is there specific accountability for updating the posters in specific areas? Often there's some places that I walk around and I see different versions of them.
We do have
how is that being managed? Is there one person accountable for a specific area?
We do have an accountability set up for that in Juno Beach. I guess I could get with you later if there's been some areas that have not been updated.
It may be just somebody printed an additional copy and stuck it somewhere that's not official, I guess.
Okay. Very good. I'll follow up with you on that. Thank you for that.
Yes, Pete, David Tiffany. I was wondering how we could go about getting onto, say, the beta list. We want to try to help develop these applications, and it'd be nice to be on some kind of beta list or something like that.
Rick, can you handle?
What we're doing is we have there was a blog that we had set up that I think we're looking to wean away now. But for right now, your ideas can be funneled through our system request, and those are looked at frequently, and we're generating a pipeline of ideas from that point. Does that answer your question?
What about the applications that are currently out for testing right now? How can who's beta testing these things?
Oh well.
Typically, this is Donville. Typically, what happens is the MIL team has representatives from multiple areas. Thermal hydro, FBL, wind, if they need be. So, as an example, some of the iPod tools, Manatee, Lauderdale, Marcus Hook are involved in the pilot. And those that we can have immediate access to, and we've developed some rapport where we can capture feedback. What tends to happen is if you involve too many people in the beta, it almost becomes, difficult to manage, and there become expectations that are a little bit difficult to manage and capture, especially when you're in beta and you're working on testing.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? Okay, Tony, any closing comments today?
Well, first a reaction of sitting here, and we had at least some interaction today. That was better, I think, last time. However, my experience always have been that passive communication, and that's what we're doing here, is not very effective. And unless we find a medium or a vehicle and somewhere, there's a lot more interaction with the information. It's not captured by the recipients. So I don't have the answer, obviously. But I would like to challenge ourselves to find a way that we can have this to be a lot more interactive session. Having said that, I would like to make just a couple of points on what have been said about execution. And I just happen to have, I guess Pete brought it into the room here. In front of me, the execution book written by Larry Bossady and Ram Sharan. And this is about the discipline on getting things done. I read that book many, many years ago. It was not an eye-opener. Most of the books that I have read, it's now a while. It hasn't been a while, but a confirmation and the things that we know. And two things that were said today. Pete says the importance of a preparation on execution and being prepared and having a good plan. And Jeff opened it up by saying the importance of the leader inspecting what we expect, which is what the whole book makes the case about Larry Bosley is follow through, is the accountability of the leader to follow through, to see what he's expecting or he put in motion is happening in the ground where it needs to happen. And he used to visit all the plants and ask questions, come with the plan, prepare to ask the questions to see if what's happening, which is back to inspecting what you expect. Now, how you do that is critical, because we can get into what the perception of people sometimes, and we have gotten a lot of feedback on the employee engagement about micromanaging. So it's that balance on how do you do the follow through, inspecting what you expect, which has to be done, and it has to be done by the leader. At the same time, you don't give the sense of, or leave the people the sense they're being micromanaged. And that takes, again, energy, effort, the communication, and the whys, and having a system of indicators, having the right system of indicators. To me, I was thinking here, well, what are the things that Youth Empower Generation look back at a number of things. We have been very, very aggressive at coming up with new things and deploying those things. I think this is the area here, inspecting what we expect. I personally feel that I have failed a number of times. You know, one reminder here is, something that is an integral part of how we should be doing the business is not in the state that it ought to be, is the operational mode. It's still not so user-friendly, as efficient as it needs to be, and we have PDCA, the operational model now. We are on the sixth cycle of doing that. I personally feel have failed not to follow through to see that we got it right the first time. Now, obviously, technology today offers opportunities that were not there before, but it says that I'm sure we could have done a better job on that. When I was made aware of the effort for the equipment, we call the equipment matrices, I never thought, so that complete failure on myself, that we really didn't have a system that doesn't capture the state of readiness of the equipment. Are we doing the right maintenance during the right cycle, and it's all that, and everybody is this like, in my view, I thought we were. So that obviously tells me I failed as a leader or not inspecting what I expected. So I want to leave you with those two dimensions on execution. They are critical.
Great message, Tony. Thank you. I don't think there's any arguing that. Great points. Okay. I think that concludes today's presentation. We'll see you again next month, second Tuesday of the month at 2:30. Thanks, everybody, for your participation, inputs to this month's playbook. And again, we look forward to your inputs for next month. Thank you very much.